Hello. I'd like to talk with you today about the budget process for fiscal years 2012 and 2013. This process has started, and there has already been some media coverage of what has been submitted. I'd like to just take a moment to let you know what lies ahead. We delivered our budget request to the Governor's Budget Office last week, as did all other state agencies, boards, and commissions. All of these requests are public, and you may have seen or read news coverage about them. We were required to submit two things. One, our budget request, and two, a 90% budget modification. The first item we submitted was our budget request for fiscal years 2012 and 2013. This budget includes increases where necessary, plus adjustments or reductions that we believe will meet the needs of Nebraskans while being aware of the economy. The result is a continuation request, meaning it's relatively flat overall. But I'll be honest, we had difficult decisions to make because inflation and other cost increases had to be included. And this includes some reductions in services, changes in operating procedures, and frankly, a reduction in positions. The second item is called a 90% budget modification. The legislature requires that we submit a what-if budget that includes actions the legislature could take in order to reduce our general fund budget by another 10%. But only if that becomes necessary. Unfortunately, many of the media reports have focused on this what-if list. 10% of our budget is over $100 million. And to meet that, we had no choice but to include the reduction or elimination of some programs and services, including, again, frankly, the reduction of a significant number of full-time positions over the 2 years. Our hope is that revenues turn around and that economic conditions improve so that senators have to make few of these very difficult choices. Remember, the department is not advocating for any of the specific reductions on the 90% modification list. We are only identifying for the legislature actions they could take if necessary, and we have provided the impact each would have on services. So where does this leave us? Between now and January, the Governor's budget staff will review all agency, board, and commission budget requests in developing the state budget proposal, which will go to the legislature in January. The Appropriations Committee will hold public hearings for each agency, board, and commission, as well as for the budget bills they introduce, followed by legislative floor debate. This means there is still a lot of work to do and a lot of discussions to be had. By the end of the legislative session in early June, we'll know what our budget will be for 2012 and 2013. And we will know if the legislature has included any of the items on our modification list. Throughout this process, we've been guided by the priorities of the department as a whole. We carefully considered the impact each decision would have on affected Nebraskans. We know this process can cause anxious moments for you and your families, especially when the media chooses bits and pieces to report. It's important for you to remember there is a long process ahead with many variables. As I mentioned before, the next information point in the process will be in January, and I'll provide an update to you at that time. Once again, thank you for your help and for the important work you do for us every day.